Welcome to the Citizens Campaign's Citizen Journalism and Environmental Advocacy video class, designed to give you the knowledge to effectively communicate to the public about important environmental issues in your community. Because keeping people informed and engaged will ensure an efficient, clean future for our communities. In this class, we're going to learn the 5 steps to becoming a citizen journalist: how to pick your beat, knowing your rights, how to write, what the rules of citizen journalism are, and how to get published. But first, we got to talk about, why should you become a citizen journalist? It's a good question. With a decline in traditional print coverage of local news, people are not kept informed on what is happening in the community. And having timely access to information can impact how developments and environmental policies are shaped. Like if your community is going to use eminent domain to raise certain buildings or neighborhoods. Citizens need to be armed with this knowledge before it's too late. And as a citizen journalist, you can identify and report about grant opportunities and make sure elected officials and the public don't miss out on the deadlines. And new online resources now make it possible for you to report the news. So let's get started. Step 1. Pick your beat. You could cover the mayor and city council. They vote on the master plan, adopt ordinances and resolutions that make the community more sustainable and efficient, and appoint people to serve on environmental boards and commissions. Or the school board, which adopts curriculum requirements for education in the arts, energy conservation, sustainable living, and much more. You can report to the community what children are or are not learning in the classroom. Or maybe you want to cover municipal boards and commissions, like the Planning Board, Zoning Board, or Green Team. These are citizen-led volunteer entities that drive the development and environmental agenda in your community. As a citizen journalist, you can interview the board members about their proposals or interest in serving, or report if there are open seats on the Planning Board or Zoning Board. Or maybe you're interested in covering the political parties. Few people realize that the political parties may or may not have a party platform on land conservation, energy efficiency, smart growth, or sustainability. You can report where the local Republican and Democratic parties stand on these issues. Step 2. Know your rights. There are important state laws that arm you with the power to find out what is happening. The first is your right to know, or the Open Public Records Act, commonly referred to as OPRA. This law gives you access to important documents like the master plan, environmental impact reports, and development applications. You can file a request with your municipal clerk and are guaranteed to get most documents within 7 days at an affordable price. The second rule is your right to speak, or the Open Public Meetings Act, commonly referred to as the Sunshine Law. This law guarantees your right to attend meetings and observe government in action, so you can cover what decisions are being made and alert the public. It's important to regularly attend meetings so you are aware of major development proposals before it's too late. And finally, your right to know the power players, enabled by the Citizen Service Act. This law allows you to know who sits on powerful boards, like the Planning and Zoning Board, or review which boards have openings for volunteers, or if there are any boards that are completely inactive. People might want to know if the Environmental Commission has no members. Step 3. Know the rules of journalism. The first is accuracy. You should try to have at least 2 sources, such as copies of important documents, audio recordings from interviews, or even videos from the public meeting. If you are covering a major land use variance that will significantly increase the number of residents living in a given area, you want to make sure you have the right figures. As a general rule, always double check your facts to make sure you have the correct information. The next rule is thoroughness. If you are covering a contentious story and want to remain impartial, you need to interview all the community stakeholders impacted by that policy or development. This includes the mayor and council, business owners, community nonprofits, and concerned citizens. The third rule is fairness. You should give opposing sides the opportunity to respond. Don't show favoritism to one side or another. If someone is opposed to a certain proposal, ask them, what is your solution to the problem? This is very important. If someone is going to discredit a proposal, make them offer up a constructive alternative. This will help shape a more meaningful approach and can inspire more fruitful ideas. Independence. Leave your partisanship at the door. This will help you build a larger audience and be seen as a credible news source. You can always write for a partisan website. That can be a great way to find like-minded people, but you have to remember you may not be seen as an independent news source. The last rule is objectivity. When writing a news story, you want to remain objective instead of subjective. To do this, we recommend you always use a no-blame approach. This means not resorting to the blame game, but instead focusing on constructive solutions. And if you want to earn readers' trust, you need to remain objective and respectful. Step 4. Time to start writing. For this step, we suggest you download our Citizens Guide to the Media from our website, thecitizenscampaign.org. Now let's go over some of the basics. You're going to want to use a press release or news article format to tell your story. In most cases, these are the same thing. It has become very customary for the media, especially newspapers, to run an organization's press release word for word. So when you are writing, write the story as if it were being printed in your local newspaper. You never know, it might get picked up there. Our Citizens Guide to the Media includes best practices for how to write a news release. And remember the 5 W's when writing. Who, what, where, when, and why. You always want to make sure your story answers all of these questions. And think big. Always lead with your biggest piece of news. If your town just received a $100,000 grant to do energy audits, lead with the big dollar amount to grab people's attention. Then you can get into the details. And try to publish in a timely manner. If there is a major development application that will be making a huge impact in the community at the next public meeting, time is of the essence. You need to alert residents as soon as possible. Step 5. Get published. In today's online world, this is really easy. You can start a free blog on Blogger or WordPress or hundreds of other websites. Here's an example of a Blogger site. This is a great tool for someone who wants to write on a certain topic or maybe one town on their own time schedule. It's very easy to set up and use. WordPress is for a more tech-savvy person or organization and can be set up to look like a website, offering a platform that can share more information by categories. Here's an example from Sustainable Montgomery, where they can share press releases, events, recycling programs, and much more. Our Citizens Guide to the Media offers more detail on how you can set up a Blogger or WordPress site. Also remember to share your news on Facebook and Twitter. These are great ways to keep your friends and neighbors informed of what is happening. Here's an example from Sustainable Cherry Hills Facebook page, sharing a blog entry from their website. And here's their Twitter feed. This is a great way to share and interact with others and promote your work to a larger audience. Read more about both of these in our Citizens Guide to the Media. And check out the New Jersey Online News Resource Group.org to see a complete list of hyperlocal news sites listed by county. A hyperlocal news site is a site that's exclusively online and dedicated to a particular town or region, and they're always looking for citizen journalists to submit content. And finally, consider contributing to a community mapping project. Even something as simple as a map can tell a powerful story, like if there's access to healthy food, recreational facilities, and open space. Map out the resources in your community and see what story unfolds. So let's review what we've learned about becoming a citizen journalist. Step 1 is to pick your beat, like the City Council. Step 2 is to know your rights, like Oprah and the Sunshine Law. Step 3 is to start writing, and always remember your 5 W's, who, what, where, when, and why. Step 4 is to know the rules of journalism, like using a no-blame approach. Step 5 is to get published on a blog or hyperlocal news site. Now let's hear one citizen journalist's story.
Thank so much the Citizens Campaign for all the training it gave me and everything. And we need your support. We need help in increased coverage both by the established press and by citizen-authored and citizen-driven journalism. One last thought. I'm going to show it sideways. This is the newspaper, today's issue, that covers central New Jersey. It's about 6 pages. And if this, and the price increased today by 33%, right? So it's up to $1 a day. This is it. And if that's not a call to service for citizen journalism, I don't know what is. Thank you.
Now follow Tracy's and call to service and become a citizen journalist in your community. Visit thecitizenscampaign.org to download this class's notes, our Citizen Guide to the Media, the Citizens Manual, and much more. We also offer several advanced classes that you can pursue other paths to power. Thank you for taking our Citizen Journalism and Environmental Advocacy class. Now pay it forward and share this class with your friends and followers on Facebook and Twitter. Working together, we can make our government work better and cost less.